Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is James, aka Furry K. Welcome to today's video. And in today's video, we're going to start it off with talking about Battlefield 5. I really don't want to jump on this bandwagon. That's why I left my last channel behind, was because of jumping behind attacking certain games for certain crap, or attacking certain people, or attacking certain YouTube stuff. That's why I left my last channel. It's because I got sick of it. But I feel like I have to, you know? Now, this is not me saying that I'm forcing myself to do this, but it's a game I've played for a long time. I've played Bad Company. I played Battlefield 3, I played Battlefield 4. Hell, I even played the beta for Hardline. I didn't buy the game, because I saw it was falling. That was the day when they started adding in all the battle packs and stuff like that. I saw the game fall very quickly. And with seeing that Battlefield 5 is now 85% behind on pre-orders with Call of Duty Black Ops 4, this is my time to step in. Because, and finally put the nail in the coffin for put the nail in the coffin for Battlefield 5. As someone who has been a hardcore player, I put in a crap ton of hours. I've put in a good amount of hours into playing Battlefield 4 when I had it, or when I played it, and I completed the campaign all the way through. I played through all of, I played through all of Battlefield 3, and I beat all of Bad Company. And with that game, with those games in mind, Battlefield 5 should not be where it's at right now. Now, to address the elephant in the room that is the SJW, which everybody knows what SJW means on the internet, crap that's going on the internet with this game. It doesn't matter. For me, it's more of a... For me, with Battlefield 5 doing this badly, it's more of... The reason why Battlefield 5... I'm talking to the EA developers in this video. This is a video to them. The reason why I will not be purchasing it is because EA has basically spit, and DICE have spit in the faces of their customers, saying, if you don't like it, don't buy it. And that's what you don't want to do. If you tell your customers to basically go F themselves, then you basically are selling crap to them. That's probably why you're 85% behind Black Ops 4, first off. Secondly, though, another reason why I won't be buying the game is, yes, I know the game's not going to be historically it's not going to be, you know, realistic. It's not the realism that's killing me here. It's that if you're going to make a game based around World War II, one of the deadliest wars in human history with a huge death toll, especially on the Russian side of things. Now, this is not saying I like Russian people, which I've met some Russian people, they're nice, some Russian people are dicks. But, I have to say, if you have not I feel like DICE and EA have not cracked open a history book. Like, they just thought, oh, we'll just sprinkle some women in, you know? Like, they'll just, like, they Powerpuff Girl'd the whole game, basically. You know? Sugar, spice, everything nice. And then Chemical X. And then the game is Battlefield 5, basically. Except it sucks. And it's a monstrosity. Yes, I know Powerpuff Girls. I'm a guy. I don't care. I grew up with that crap. Okay, that was my childhood. Besides Dexter's Laboratory. Again, if you crack open a history book, it will not even take you 5 seconds, not even a page, to learn that on the Axis side, you had the Allied side, that you had the Americans and the Russians and Britain. The French, but they were taken out early because they lost so many men and were basically forced to surrender. You would learn that on the Allied side, for the Russians, basically what Russia did is basically they threw all their men at the Nazis. And if you remember, for those who haven't read history, they did have women on the front lines in the Russians. They had one of the most badass snipers with the highest kill count of any of them. I think it was like 100 something confirmed kills with this from that sniper. And the Russians were the only ones that had women on the front lines. While the Americans and British, we had the women as medics. As medical women, not on the front lines, mind you. We had medical hospitals, we had medical stations set up for camps for the women to take care of the soldiers. Not as frontline women. And I think how I see EA and DICE as, they're those two dumbasses in the back of the history class that didn't listen to the teacher, didn't listen while the lesson was being taught, and basically just winged what they knew on the test and failed. And ended up dropping out, and now they're making a crap ton of money. It's hard for me to understand how EA and DICE can mess this up. It's a World War II game, for God's sakes. I mean, even Call of Duty at least tried, you know, with some historical accuracy. Now, this is not me saying that Call of Duty World War II is a good game. Because it wasn't. It was a shite game. Because they had the customization, the taunts, the emotes, crap like that. But if they had just, now I'm gonna hit on Black Ops here. I'm gonna hit on Call of Duty in the next video. But basically what I'm saying to EA and DICE is, redo your history, learn it. Learn history. Because if you learn it, you'll learn that only the Russians had women on the front line, because all the Russian men were being taken out by Nazis. Because they were throwing soldiers. Stalin was literally throwing his men to the wolves that were the Nazis. And they were losing men like crazy. So that's why you had battles like the Stalingrad. You had a lot of battles where it had You had many soldiers rather captured, killed, or just mercilessly killed, just executed and massacred. You know? And it's nuts to me that we have to talk about this. Because as someone who has taken history, I'm in my senior year of high school, okay? My senior year of high school, and I've taken history. I've taken a history class. I'm taking America at War this year, which I'm probably gonna learn about World War II. And EA's developers and DICE can come join me if they want to, because you will learn, EA and DICE, that what you think you know about history is wrong. It is very wrong. And another thing I know about this is, how do you get wrong that we did not have help from the Japanese? We were actually there, we weren't friends with them until after we bombed them. So how would we have their troops helping us when we were their enemy? That's why we got into the war in the first place. Because of Pearl Harbor. Like, how do you forget that part of history? Like, this is one of the most, like, famous parts of history of why the Americans got into the war. If we hadn't been attacked at all, we probably wouldn't have done anything. We probably would have just left it up to Britain. We would have left it up to France. We would have left it up to our allies, our other allies, to deal with it. And yeah, that would have happened, you know? So it's so confusing. It's just, it's like a why at this point for me. Now, as someone who has played through all of EA and DICE's games, you have to say, EA and DICE have to be at this point. EA, I've played through Dragon Age Inquisition. I've played through a lot of EA games. I have not played any of the sports games. I played a lot of them, like stuff like Mass Effect. I've played stuff like Dragon Age. I've played stuff like, I do plan to play Anthem. And don't mess it up, EA. And this is why it's gonna be troubling to play, to think about going to play Anthem, because I don't even know if I'm gonna buy it after the shit they've pulled so far with Battlefield. I mean, EA, EA, you're shooting yourself in the foot right now. Like, how? I don't know how to say this. I mean, all I have to say is F you, DICE, F you, EA, and I am not buying Anthem. I don't plan to buy Battlefield 5. I haven't even played the games. I don't even need to touch them to know that while Anthem may do well, I already know Battlefield 5 is gonna suck ass. So, peace, EA and DICE. You've lost me. You've lost me as a customer. You lost me as a patron. And I will not see any more bullcrap come out of you as a customer, and you will not see a single cent from me. See you guys in the next video. Next video we'll be talking about Call of Duty. Love y'all. Peace. Bye.